such an asshole.
How you kids doing? Asshole Consulting, where I, the world's only professional asshole, will take a running start to kick you square in the nuts to deliver the advice you need. My wife and I'm going to keep some details anonymous, make about $250,000. I am a real job person. She is a different job. I won't lie that people can make money there. But it's kind of like, hey, you didn't need to go to high school or college for that. You didn't go to high school for that. No debt other than the house and her vehicle. I maxed out our retirement each year in the Roth IRA. I'll have it in a growth index fund through Vanguard. We also have a rental property. Anything else I can do to shore up our finances for retirement? Do I need to diversify out of the growth fund or Roth? Not particular at this very young age. You guys are quite young, actually, so no. But I would do so just for diversity's sake. Because and look, okay, I can't give you advice. Okay, I can't say you got to invest in this thing. I can only give you options that you need to research further to figure out. So, that's a growth fund. That's one thing. So even without getting into, well, what should I invest in? Which I can't tell you. I can only give you options. Inevitably, you are going to have to migrate out of that and into old fart funds. Like as you get older, you diversify out of growth, which is higher risk, into, I don't know, standard old boring S&P 500, some bond funds, high yield. Talk to a financial advisor. They'll give you options. That's not now, but inevitably you will have to diversify anyway. But I like having a very broad diversification. So you already have real estate and you have rental property. So I guess you don't need a real estate investment trust. If you were to liquidate your rental property, then probably you want to have a little bit of exposure to have a toe in there. I don't know, good old boring S&P 500. And let's take a look. I'm wondering if this fund has any foreign investment in it. Like, are you diversified in foreign markets? Let's look at holdings. To see, browse the list of all. Oh God, Jesus! Can you just? Okay, so Vanguard's just going to be Kuanta. If not, maybe you want to look at like a global fund or getting some exposure to Asia, Europe, Africa. What's it called? Emerging markets. It's been a long time since I was an economist. Yeah, and stuff. If you could afford to lose it, yeah, start tossing it around. Let's take a look at the global stock index. Prices are going down. Maybe now's the time to take a look. Get some exposure in different things. Hopefully things keep going down. Because you're younger. You want to cheer on lower prices. You want to be buying at lower prices. Let's go 5 years. No, I don't want the pop-up. Yeah, looks like they're off 36. Looks like down about 20%. That's cheaper than it was before. Oh yeah, there's the disease crash. So yeah, because you're so young, you're going to want to ironically cheer on for cheaper. You want things to crash so you get a cheaper price. But yeah, so maybe some diversification overseas. I do index funds just because you get no automatic diversification. Take a look at, no, you already got enough real estate. Maybe some index funds that are just boring ho-hum US stocks. So that would be for your boring, squeaky clean 401k IRA type of deal. But then there's other things that I consider should be the part of every well-balanced portfolio. Not necessarily retirement, but as you guys know, I'm very much an insurance or a defensive, not even investor. Insurance is an investment. And so as I always say, Do you have 200 ounces of silver? You don't? Well, maybe look into that. As you guys all know, these aren't even investments. These are just, will I be able to maintain my standard of living? Can I generate my own energy? That's why I'm going to get solar panels. Do you have all the education and training you need? Like, could you get a additional education and training that would guarantee higher pay? Because that's an investment and that'll increase your hourly wage. So again, we're not talking like investing in a TSP or 401k. We're doing things that'll help you on a daily basis, increase your hourly wage, lower your expenses. So there's precious metals. You didn't mention that. And I even asked, is that all the assets you own, like property overseas, crypto, precious metals in your portfolio? No, just the rental property in a state, current house in another place, and retirement account. Yeah, start looking at crypto. I'm not saying, again, it's just what I would do, and do not invest more than you can lose. But like toss a little bit here and there. All right. Oh, wifey Pooh and I would like to go out for dinner. Yeah, how about you buy 5 pieces of silver instead? How about you do that? We're going to go gambling. Why don't you buy a little crypto or something? Why buy a little bit of crypto? I think crypto is down again too, isn't it? Isn't it down? I'm not saying you buy it all today now, but over the course of a year, like my ammo stockpile, that was accumulated over 15 years. My crypto was accumulated, well, that was only over like 3-year period of time. Silver, same thing. And about the only thing I'd add to that is, have you got a plan B? You got a plan B in case, like, the true idiots of academia who've never worked a day in their life think that they can solve the world's problem by printing off money and not having any production here, or training engineers or tradesmen or things like that. Yeah, I'd start looking overseas. And especially now that you don't have kids. I think, is it just you and your wife? Yeah, it's just you and your wife. How hard is it for you to go travel? Do I have to twist your arm for that? Yeah, go overseas and do some reconnaissance overseas and see if you can't buy property elsewhere. Or I say property, my plan is to buy like an acre and a half or 2 acres or whatever of land somewhere, which I don't know where because I have to go over there. And then if crap hit the fan here, I would sell half the land or most of the land and use the proceeds to build a little bachelor hut, a little cappy hut. So I wouldn't be a parasite off the Croatians or the Yugoslavians, which I don't think is a country anymore. Is Yugoslavia a country anymore? Man, it's been a while. I don't think it's a country anymore. Was, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's Serbia and Herzegovina and all that other stuff. So yeah, pay off her car. Well, wait a minute. I take that back. You may have gotten one of those steal of a deals, like 0.9% interest. So if you're below the inflation rate, don't pay off the car. But yeah, just a nice slow start diversifying a little bit. You got enough real estate. You got some good growth. Just buy a little bit here and there. You got guns. Again, not investments. These are more insurance things. But do you need to go back to school for anything? Like legit school for anything? That's what I would do, and kind of shore up things for the long run. And then you should be all right. And then also, if you wanted my book down below, Poor Rich's Retirement, is linked down below for those of you who would like to retire but think it's out of your hands. $4.99 Retirement is Death. Listen to Cappy, it's the insurance fund. Yeah, I mean, I think most people tuning in here are not the type to retire. On my previous podcast with Jack, Good Morning Corona-chan, I talked about how I think I figured it out. When you're a kid, you want to do all this fun stuff, and you don't realize that you're burning through the novelty because everything's new to you. And then when you're older, it's like, do you really want to go to Disneyland? Do you want to go to a movie? You don't. Why? Because you spent your youth doing all the fun stuff. And once you get bored with the fun stuff, it's like, well, what do I do? Well, it's not that work is fun, but if you do the right type of production, that's where I say, whether it's a craft, a hobby, There's some kind of production at the end of it. You have a finished product. In my case, it was a retaining wall. The best I ever felt since not since I moved out here, but I'd say the past 2 months was finishing my retaining walls. That is what you need. You need to be productive, which is kind of old fart fun. And so, no, you should not retire. That doesn't mean you go work at a bank and suffer HR. Yeah, I mean, you never suffer HR. You never interview with HR. You don't tolerate HR. You don't, oh, there's a complaint with HR. No, I'm not talking to HR. I'm talking to you, my boss. What's the problem? You don't do diversity and inclusion training. You just don't deal. You don't do ESG. Like, no, I'm here to wash the windows. I'm here. I'm here to wash the cars. No, I'm not sitting in there, and you could fire me, and you will have a nice age discrimination suit when that happens. So, Johnny Green, $2. Birdie told me that Rollo is going to South Dakota. That'd be new. Well, how about this? If he shows up, I'll believe it. I'll believe it when he shows up. You know how Rollo likes to flake on people. I will. If he's here, I'll let you know. That's about it. All right. See you guys again. Toodles.